you can make money using your name, image, and likeness. High school, right? So, if you are an Illinois high school athlete, starting July 1, you can make money for running track or any other sport.
Y'all hear this?
This was stuff obviously
I would have
we
been a
never
billionaire.
had. Yeah, we would have never had. Now I know some of y'all are probably thinking, oh, I'll never be that caliber athlete, or thinking that you have to be a 5-star or some type of, basically a dog. It's not. That's not the reality. If we're talking about it at its bare minimum, how many of y'all saw the flyer for the Nike flyer for this camp? Y'all seen the flyer, right? Well, who was on that flyer? No. The other one. There's a flyer with a young girl about y'all age on the flyer.
Oh yeah.
Right? Y'all think she got paid for that? Y'all think she should have been paid for that?
Yeah.
Right? Y'all think y'all should be paid for that, right? If we capture content in here and I go to Getty Images and sell it for $2,000 and it's a picture of Simone or Deja, y'all think y'all should get paid for that? Right? Okay, that's what we're talking about, right? So it's not necessarily you having to be a top star athlete. You don't have to get a deal from a Nike, from an Adidas, right? You got Doug here. Me and Doug talk all the time. He wants to give NIL deals. That's something he's interested in, right? So, and some of y'all he's watching, right? Y'all need to always be aware that y'all being watched. You never know who's watching you. We're watching body language. I got Bryson over here on his phone, the whole time, so we peeping that. Coach E peeping that. Coach Jackson, he hate that because he old school, right? So these are the type of things. I've got a girl, and I can't disclose her name, but I've had a company reach out to me that wants to give specifically asked, I want a track athlete at the University of Illinois and want to give her $10,000. Doesn't matter what her marks are. They want to give an athlete just because this marketing director was a track athlete and he's got a soft spot for track athletes. So, you know what he does? You know what the first thing they do? Is go look at y'all social media.
I'm going back to track.
Right? If you got a crazy name or you posting all type of crazy stuff on your socials, guess what? You X'd.
She the baddest.
Yes. Gone. I'm talking about down to, there's an athlete in high school, basketball kid, that goes to your school, matter of fact. And he had an Instagram name, I'm not going to say his name, but it was a very interesting name, to say the least. So when companies are coming to me or coming to other folks and saying, oh, I'm interested in this kid, and they go look at so-and-so's social media and say, oh, no, that ain't the right person. Or they go talk to a coach or maybe even a teacher or a parent, oh, no, that ain't the right person. If they go into practice and seeing that you're a lot to deal with or that you're not dedicated, you got folks like Doug that's like, I want to work with a kid that I know is going to continue this sport. I don't want to get you a deal and then you quit. So going back to that mental fitness aspect, y'all are in a very interesting time. Because one, as a high school athlete, you can make money. But two, when you go to University of Nebraska or Wisconsin or U of I, et cetera, or any other university, you need to understand what NIL means and what the policy is. Because if you go to a U of I, for example, who has a phenomenal NIL policy, versus a Illinois State or a Southern Illinois, U of I may be offering you a full scholarship, and ISU may not. But U of I has they hired a firm specific to getting deals for their student athletes. So you may be able to go there if you've done your work in terms of building your brand, handling yourself well like an adult, to the point where you're able to go to a Power 5 and get some great coaching. Not to say that ISU doesn't have great coaching, but to be able to go to that type of university. Now, I want to let LO talk about, because LO has been a recipient of Oakley, correct? Mm-hmm. Yeah, so he's been a recipient of an NIL deal. I've worked with him trying to navigate some of Wisconsin's NIL policy, and then Coach E as well. So go ahead and chime in and talk about your thoughts.
Yeah. I guess just to keep the main things help a lot too. I know he said you don't have to be the best athlete in the world to receive NIL deals, but it also can be an avenue for you to explore as an athlete. So, I guess receiving a few NIL deals was it's honestly been a blessing for me because I'm able to use that money to reinvest as an athlete that, someone who aren't receiving these deals might not be able to. And, sometimes it only takes one of them. And then that builds the next one to the next one to the next one. And as long as you keep track of them as kind of like a portfolio, I've worked with this brand. This is why I should be able to work with your brand. These are the videos I've made, and build that process up, just kind of like how you build yourself as an athlete, right? It takes one breakthrough to lead to the next breakthrough, to the next breakthrough. So I guess if you have any specific questions I can ask, but I can just say as long as you continue to, treat those details like it yourself, they will come.
Why did Oakley reach out to you? Coach Jackson told me what happened, and we was at Gateway.
Yeah,
talk about that.
I wear Oakley, I wear shades when I run, so it's an organic relationship. So also, things like that can help too. If you like Crocs a lot, if you're in an interview, just throw Crocs in there. Like, I can't wait to try on my new Crocs or something like that, because that gets the brand's attention, and that also creates buzz around your name.
Yeah, you guys are your own brand.
Yep.
I know me as a track runner and being as good as I was, my dad always said, you are a walking brand. You never know who's around you. You never know who's looking at you. And I really wish these NILs I want to be a billionaire. But at the end of the day, like, really understand, like, it starts now at this point, right? You can be like, oh, I'm gonna worry about that in college, or I'm gonna worry about that my senior year. But if NILs, y'all know what that is, your name, your image, and your likeness, right?
Yep.
You're gonna get paid for that July 1st, you said?
Mm-hmm.
That means y'all need to start meal prepping now, getting your 80% up strong, and just taking these next 2 days and today seriously. Because y'all could be making some money now, So, good stuff.
Yeah.
Legitimate money, like
Yeah.
money that can help a lot of people.
Help you pay for camp, for shoes. Like, it's not about getting a huge deal where they paying you $1,000 a month. It's a local business, right, that wants to give you $500. They want to give you, another one wants to give you $600. Like, athletes are an attractive marketing tool. They are the most productive marketing asset in this world. People that follow athletes, that keep up with them, they have cult followings. So, it's something that you can use to your advantage. Being able to understand, hey, you don't have to have a $20,000 cinema camera to create good content. Like, there's pieces to this puzzle that you can string together just using an iPhone. I mean, people are shooting music videos, movies on iPhone. So it's being creative, and it's using NIL as username and name, image, and likeness as a jump off point to other interests outside of sports, because y'all are all more than athletes. I know y'all all have hobbies, interests, right? So it's to say, man, I can use track and field to learn more about technology, because when we're talking about name, image, and likeness, we're talking about data. We're talking about you being able to own your data. In a world where nobody owns your data, you're getting your data mined by everybody. Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. They taking all your data and selling it. That's how they're making money, right? So now you're in a position to say, hey, I can actually take control of that and make money off that. Or, we're in the middle of filming, or we're in the middle of building the first high school athlete NIL collective. So what that would do would prevent an instance where we go back to the Nike flyer, where Nike says, hey, we want to use your name, image, likeness, but we're not going to pay you. Or we can say, nah, if you want to use their data, you want to use their NIL, you got to pay them. And it may not be, again, $1,000. It might be $20 here and there, but you start stacking those up. Next thing you know, you're not going to your parents to ask for some shoes, or you can go to this camp. You're like, I'm just about to pay for that. I'm going to camp. I'm going to this meet, right? Y'all team raising money right now, right? So how much y'all raising?
$20,000.
Exactly. So everybody needs money. Everybody needs money to do what y'all are doing. This camp, you need money for that. If you're running on the AAU and USA circuit, you need money, right? Bless you. Travel fees, shoes, coaching. Those are all things that some of this NIL stuff can help y'all leverage. Coach, why don't you talk about?
So Nebraska is like on a whole different level. It's like on steroids. We have a whole department that's for NIL for our student athletes. We have every athlete that comes to Nebraska and sign up on their website. Even Aaliyah, if she went to Nebraska, she can come back and put her name and select on his website, and people can offer them opportunities. We have some girls that have deals with, they don't get any money, but they get close with Lululemon. There's another clothing line called Lulu. I don't know what it is, but they get close from them as well. I have a guy, 400 meter guy, has a beef jerky NIL. There's, a couple of our girls are kind of do like modeling things for people, and they get money and they get free clothing from that. The nice thing with our department is they will run through everyone's kind of NIL deal, because sometimes people will try to fleece you.
Yeah.
And we've had a couple people, like, a couple of our athletes do things for like back in their hometown, like little energy drinks like this, or protein bars that people have made in their community. All you do is post them on Instagram and make $40. We had another girl for $500 a month. All she had to do is post one commercial on her Instagram saying, "Drink Scooter's coffee," and just take a drink. $500 a month. So it can be as very simple as that. We have volleyball players at Nebraska making $150,000 a year. We have football players making over $600,000 a year. There's like websites now that when they're recruiting football guys, 'cause I help out with some of the football recruitment, the guys who do both football and track. Their NIL valuation comes out, so I know how much the guy's worth. So I'm like, "You can get this kid what, 1.2 million?" "Oh no, coach, we don't do that." But they're lying. But it's a great thing. Now, a bad part about it, there's a girl last year. She was the first team All-American 2 years in a row in volleyball, starting outside hitter. She got so wrapped on it. The first day it became legal in Nebraska, she got so wrapped up into it. She was making $220,000. It started on July 1st. By August, she made $220,000. By September, she was on the bench because her coach said she had lost her focus. So with that, it is great to make money off your name and likeness, but don't forget while you're there. Because some people get wrapped up in that cash, and it's like, yeah, well, if you're not doing what you was for your scholarship, you're gonna lose that too. So you gotta be very careful with these things and make sure that you're involving yourself in things that you want to be committed to. That's a good cause, because money is great. I'm not saying don't go for your money, but if you're not invested in something, like this is like, I gotta do sun chips, French onion, I don't really like those, then why are you doing that? Don't sell yourself short. This is the time we can make money off your neighbors like this. And the reason why Nebraska has so much money when it comes to this is because there's no professional sport teams in the whole state. So the Huskers are everything to everybody. So they're willing to buy football players, they're willing to buy, they say they're willing to buy basketball players, but we're terrible. So I don't think they really buy them that well. But volleyball, those girls are making minimum $220,000 a year. So it can be a blessing to you.
Tori making crazy money.
Oh yeah, Tori, yeah. This is a girl that I recruited at ISU. She has an idea with WWE. Meta. She has
Apple.
With Cheetah, with Tariq Hill. It's another one of our Augustin's clothing line.
Yeah.
I'm so jealous.
She don't, and she didn't. Is she a 5-star athlete, coach?
No. She is a person that she gets to regional meet, never goes on to nationals or anything like that. She's a relay person, essentially. So you don't have to be the star. But again, like you talk to her coach, he says sometimes she gets too distracted about trying to make money. So you got to find the balance of like when to do it, when not to do it. My guy who's doing beef jerky, he gives it to the team most of the time. So he makes like $40 off of it, but he gets free beef jerky. He likes it. Beef jerky's really big in the state of Nebraska. Something funny, that's okay. But you want to be careful of who you're dealing with, because some people are just trying to make money off of you as well, and you don't want to get on the short end of the stick. There's a girl, one of my female sprinters, she got caught up in a deal with someone back home doing commercials for them, and she realized he was taking 90% of the cut. She was only getting 10%. So she went out of the deal. Well, in the contract that she signed, he basically owned her for 4 years. So that's why, for her, she did it before she came to school, and she didn't have someone to look out for her, and now she's in the legal system trying to fight for her freedom.
Yeah.
So you got to be careful with those things. It is a blessing to make money off your own image like this, but it also could be something that can deter you away from your success on the track. You don't want that to happen. Yeah.
Some of these pitfalls are exactly why you want to start. Going back to Leah's point, you don't want to, or Coach Brown, you don't want to wait till you get to college to do that type of stuff. I know there's a few of y'all in here that got some nice followings on socials. Like, y'all can really start to figure this out. We have resources to help you there, but y'all can really start developing your brand and starting to figure out what that balance is of being, fully being involved in my sport, but at the same time leveraging what I'm doing to my benefit to help with some of the costs. Y'all parents in the U.S. spend about $40 billion a year on youth sports. $40 billion a year. around $1,000 a family, right? I mean, if you're really going after it, you're spending like $2,500, $3,000 a year on sports.
Did y'all even know y'all parents had to pay for this, Kim?
Yeah.
Y'all all knew that?
Yeah.
Okay,
So,
okay.
And I was talking to a parent yesterday. They
They
going
probably
to
made
USA.
sure y'all knew that.
They going to USA Nationals, and it's a $2,500 trip. It's expensive, right? And that's why some kids don't run and some do. And you can really leverage some of this stuff to even out the playing field. So, y'all got any questions? There's specific things that you can do as a high school athlete, and there's specific things that you can't do. Y'all got any questions? Just since we've been talking so far. Go ahead, Simone.
How do you figure out what your brand is for you to get these deals?
So I mean, you
What you like?
yeah.
It's-
Start with what you
what
like,
you
like
like.
Coach is saying.
You like hair products, you
Yeah.
start with a Mael or
Yeah.
Cantu or something like that.
Yeah, if you already using that stuff.
Yeah.
And it's something as simple as
I
sending
use
somebody an
this
email, right? Sending an email or reaching out on Instagram or whatever, TikTok, and saying, hey, I use this product. I got this many followers, or this type of activity. What can we talk about an NIL type of deal?
I mean, I feel like the first NIL deals I had were all related to my sport. So, I mean, I think the first one I tried to get was an electrolyte drink. Just one less thing I don't have to purchase or try to find. So, you can also think about what are the things that you constantly use. Like everyone here has a water bottle, right? A nice water bottle NIL deal, or socks, or whatever it is that you guys, go through a lot that could benefit what you want to do. Good too.
Good question.
And it's teaching you great life lessons, business. Like these are things you'll do once you're done competing, because everybody's done it at some point. And it's teaching you how to operate as an adult, and at the same time getting paid for it. Because before you do mock stuff, or people tell you to care about it just for the sole purpose of caring about it. Now I'm telling you to care about it because it can help you. It can help your situation. Any other questions? All right. We good. Yeah. Let's get back to the track. Perfect time. We can go ahead and throw your trash away.
Man.